For this example, we're again going to go back to example A, which it was the example where 100 employees were asked if they were in favor or against working 4 days a week instead of 5. And so this time we are going to figure out if the events male and against are mutually exclusive or not. And so to figure out if two events are mutually exclusive, you basically need to figure out if they can happen at the same time. If they can happen at the same time, then they are not mutually exclusive. If they cannot happen at the same time, then they are mutually exclusive. And so here, to answer the question of male and against, if I had all 100 employees in a bag and I randomly pulled one out, one person could be both male and against working 4 days a week. And so here, these events are not mutually exclusive. So to determine the probability, because it also asks us to give the probabilities, so to figure out the probability of male and against, we're going to answer this question the same way we answered it on the previous pages. And so I need to figure out where against and male intersect. And so it's 45. There are 45 people that are both male and are against working 4 days a week out of the total of 100 employees. And so as a decimal, this would be 0.45. If I move on to the next example, in favor and against, here, if I were to have those 100 employees in a bag and I pull one out, that one person cannot be both in favor and against working 4 days a week instead of 5. And so these events are mutually exclusive. And so the probability of the two happening at the same time would be equal to 0. This example is asking us to consider a deck of cards and pulling only one card out of the deck. And so for part A, if I were to pull one card out of a deck, I'm trying to figure out if it can be both red and black at the same time. And the answer to that question is no. So these two events would be mutually exclusive because they cannot happen at the same time. So if I were to find their probabilities, or the probability of one card being both red and black, that probability is going to be 0. But for part B, it's asking us if I can have both hearts and king at the same time, and the answer to that question is yes. There is one card in a standard deck of playing cards that has both king and hearts. And so these two events are not mutually exclusive. So if I were to find the probability of king and hearts, that would equal 1 out of 52.